You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, guys, we need to talk about a disturbing trend that we have been covering here on this channel. For some reason, guys, some of these states, they are just out of their mind. They're allowing biological men identifying as women to actually go into women's spaces. Now, the story we're going to be talking about here actually takes place in Illinois. Boy, you know, Illinois is actually run by the left, of course, and, you know, they're going to be all down with this. This girl is a 16-year-old swimmer, 16 years old, guys, and she actually had males watching her in the locker room. And in some cases, I believe she was changing or they were changing. I don't remember exactly, but we will get into this article here, guys. This needs to stop. This needs to stop. And the thing is, man, her swim coach didn't even have her back. She complained about it. And guess what? They limited her access to the YMCA. Here we go, guys. Look at this on Outkick here. Illinois YMCA allows biological male in girls' locker room. 16-year-old said he was watching her. That is creepy right there, guys. That's absolutely creepy. It says here, there's a story out of Springfield, Illinois, that is quickly gaining national attention. Abigail Wheeler, a 16-year-old female swimmer, says her local YMCA told her there was nothing it could do about a biological male in the girls' locker room. According to her father, Dan, Abigail entered the girls' locker room at the Springfield YMCA on April 27, 2023. That's when she encountered a biological male. Now, I'm wondering if this is actually a man or a boy. Doesn't really say here, but in the next part here, this male was actually accompanied with a couple of other grown men in that girl's locker room, guys. Crazy. It says here, the first time I saw them in there, he was in a women's swimming suit in the corner of the locker room, just sitting there watching, Abigail Wheeler told Outkick. Sounds a whole lot like the Lia Thomas situation, guys. Dan Wheeler noted that there are multiple trans-identifying people at this particular YMCA, but Abigail only encountered one of them and came into contact with him on two separate occasions. Quote, the second time I'd gone to use the restroom during practice, Abigail said, and he was standing there with two other adults, and they were changing. He was clothed already and was just talking to them. Abigail said that she did not see male genitalia on either occurrence, so it looks like they were probably already dressed. But this was an unmistakable biological male in the girls' locker room. Uncomfortable with that, a biological male had access to girls' locker room. Abigail informed her swim coach, Alex Tutura, of the situation. Look at this here. Tutura told Abigail that, quote, there is nothing he can do about it, close quote. Probably because of the laws out there in Illinois, run by Democrats. Unbelievable, guys. But you know what? I don't know who actually runs this YMCA. They should actually be taking a stand on this. Anyway, in response, she and her fellow member of the swim team made and hung signs in the locker room. Abigail made 3 signs. The first two pictured below read biological females only and women's rights. The third, not pictured, said safe sport. Her teammate created some as well. You guys can actually see it right here. One of them actually says women deserve to be safe right there. Now, check this out here. It does mention right here that the YMCA administration took down the signs and demanded to know who put them up. Abigail and her teammate informed them that they had done it. At this point, Tutura told Abigail that the signs contained, quote, hate speech and were disrespectful. See, my goodness. Additionally, Abigail's mother, Julie Wheeler, received a phone call from Kinsey Promise, the branch director of that YMCA. Promise reiterated to Julie that Tatura told Abigail the signs contain hateful speech. My goodness. This is outrageous, guys. YMCA administrators told the family that they would not allow Abigail back inside the facility until she met with them. Quote, my wife received a voicemail on her phone from Kinsey Promise that said, quote, hey, there was an incident that happened with your daughter. We need to have a meeting, Dan Wheeler told Outkick. Promise said that they would not allow Abigail to practice with the team or enter the facility until she had this meeting with the folks at the YMCA. In other words, they banned her, guys. She got banned from the YMCA because in her locker room for women, there were men in there. And one of these individuals was actually watching her. And they on the side with them. This is crazy. Dan Wheeler says he agreed to the meeting on one condition. He wanted to have the executive director of USA Swimming, Say Sport, and one of her managers in attendance. At first, YMCA administrators agreed that this was not a problem. However, Dan Wheeler says he later received an email shutting down that idea. Quote, I got an email from Jill Steiner, the HR person with the YMCA, and it said, quote, you want to bring Say Sport representatives with a question mark? Jill Steiner, am the representative for the YMCA for USA Swimming Say Sport. You don't need them. They're not allowed in the meeting. He decided at that point that the YMCA seemed most interested in trying to protect itself instead of the young swimmer who had tried to protect herself. Quote, I wasn't going to go to a meeting where they were going to dictate punishment to my daughter because she had already received, in my opinion, punishment for free speech. Absolutely right there. This is crazy right here. And apparently Outkick had reached out to this YMCA. And in the statement, it says that, quote, the statement that the swimmer was removed from the Y and prevented from participating on the swim team is false. She left the swim team and the YMCA on her own. I don't believe that. I do not believe that. This young lady clearly got banned. I mean, this is unreal, guys. Women aren't even allowed to actually be safe in the locker room. I mean, Illinois pushed this stuff, man. It's outrageous. This is completely insane, guys, that they are out there doing this. Young girls, high school girls, can't even be safe in their own locker room, man. This is why the fight with Riley Gaines is so important, because Riley Gaines is actually sticking up for women and women's sports, women's spaces, that kind of thing. This is why you won't see ESPN actually invite Riley Gaines on or even, acknowledge her at all. They're all in on the Lia/Will Thomas thing, and it's absolutely disgusting, guys. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.